My name is Cassy Summers. Welcome to the Curious Universe podcast. This one's for all the mothers out there. Hey, mama. You did good. Yeah, I know sometimes it doesn't feel that way. I know sometimes you doubt you in your body. You created a miracle. You did good. Being a mother can be one of the most beautiful things. It can also be one of the most scariest things. Painful. The moment a woman gets pregnant, she steps into a new space of possibility, wonder. She also will find everyone projecting and expecting, judging her. I know. I get it. People watch what you eat with skepticism or rightness. They will be judging how much weight you gain or don't gain. Everyone has a point of view about how to be pregnant right, how to be a good mom or a bad mom. But mama, I want to invite you today to acknowledge you. You as a mom, not from what you learned from others, but from what you knew within you to be. Now, some of us have had incredible moms that we could receive all kinds of information, possibilities, techniques, tools to use. Some of us had that, and some of us didn't. Some of us, our moms weren't there. Maybe they were absent. Maybe your mom was critical. Maybe you didn't want to take any of the advice from your mom. Either way, you don't have to align and agree or resist and react to anyone's point of view. Whether you are having a baby in your belly for the first time, or your kids are grown and have even moved out of the house, you'll always be a mom. You will always be a mother. And no one can take that away from you. Now, your role in your child's life, no matter how small, created an impact. And maybe it was big. Maybe it was bigger than you ever imagined, and you haven't acknowledged it. A lot of mothers go unacknowledged. So if you're one of those, I'd like to acknowledge you right now. I'd like to acknowledge every time you got up in the middle of the night when you were so tired and did not want to get up, but your kid needed you, so you did it anyways. I want to acknowledge you for every time you kissed the little hurt on that little child's body, every time you hugged them without judgment. I want to acknowledge every little unacknowledged gift that you ever gave your kids. I want to acknowledge even those moments when you had to make the difficult choice and you knew in your kids' eyes you were the villain. They were going to be mad at you. They were going to fight you. I want to acknowledge that too. There's a lot of books out there on how to do things right as a parent. A lot of theories, a lot of psychology. There's not too much out there that asks you, what do you know about being a mother that no one's ever told you? What do you know is possible here with you and your kids that maybe isn't possible for anyone else? What if we started to treat mothers as a possibility rather than a definition? What if you started to treat yourself that way? If you undefined what being a mother is? Because its definition came from some other source. It either came from the society you grew up in, the movies you watched. We all have this ideal mother and father in our world. And most of us feel like we didn't get that ideal mother or father. And a few have, actually. But that ideal is maybe not as great as what's truly available. Because ideals often come from a place of judgment, of maybe perfection, rather than exploration. You see, each kid is its own possibility. You can't treat them all the same. And the way that possibility engages with the possibility of you will be different than the way it engages with anyone else. That's right, Mama. You are unique. And what you can create with your kid is unique. No one else can do it because no one else is you. So all you mamas, thank you for every time you chose to be you with your kids rather than to be right or to be the correct parent, the perfect parent based on whatever, the book you read, the group of mamas that you are connected to. When you create your own reality with parenting, with being a mother or a father, you create more possibilities in the world. Because what if there was no right way? And what if even when you think you're wrong, you're not? What if however you showed up as a parent was what was required? And you can always ask to have more intimacy with your kids, more fun, more joy, more communion, more creation. But not from a place of wrongness, because Then you have to do the judgment game, which is never creative, other than creating more judgment. But you could do the curious, explorative, and creative way. You can explore your own consciousness and look at possibilities of parenting that have never even been in this reality. That's how you change the world, by being you. And you are different. I know you're different just by that you are here with me, communing through this podcast. Because if you were the same, if you were a sheeple, you wouldn't be interested. You wouldn't be interested in a curious universe, in a different possibility. So what if you got curious about yourself as a mother? What miracle as a mother have you been that you have never acknowledged and maybe no one else could? What other miracles as a mother can you create and choose and be that you have not yet stepped into? These curious questions might not give you a clear cognitive answer, but you might just sense an energy and receive that energy. Just let it flow right in. Receive it and choose it. Because Mama, I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for every time a woman chooses to be her as a mother. Most of all, what is it like to be you as a mother? You know, I have dynamically empowered my kids. So they will ask me questions, and sometimes I will be holding on to a point of view that I don't even know where I got it. But it will have, usually when I know it's not mine, it has some kind of solidity or intensity. My kids will ask me, is that point of view even yours? Are you being you with this? Now my kids are 9 and 11. And they've been asking me this for a few years. But I'm so grateful because I'll stop in that moment and I will look at it and realize that it's not mine, that I'm not being me, that somewhere I bought, this is what I'm supposed to do. This is what a good mom should do. And I want to be a good mom, don't I? But what if being a good mom means you have to judge you? Or you have to align with other people's judgments of you? The moment you're pregnant, you will get a whole new set of judgments directed at you. And you will activate a whole set of judgments that you have. The judgments you had of your own parents, the judgments you had of your grandparents parenting, the judgment you have of, and I'm not just talking negative judgments, I'm talking positive ones too. All these judgments will activate and all these judgments will come at you. But judgments aren't real. You don't have to align or agree with them. You don't have to resist and react to them. You can just lower your barriers and just acknowledge that they're just someone's interesting point of view. They don't even belong to you. Why are you fighting for them? Why would you fight for someone else's limitation? Now, what can you create? What could you explore as being a mother that you couldn't explore in any other way? That's magical. Not from trying to do it right, but just from that curious space. What's possible here with this child? What's possible here with this child? What's possible here with me? What do I know about this? What do I know about parenting? What do I know about being a mother? What do I know about all of this? And acknowledge that you do know something, no matter how much you feel like you don't know. You know. Conscious, magical creature you. Because consciousness includes everything, the whole universe. So when you access your own consciousness, you are accessing oneness through all time, space, dimensions, and realities. You have infinite knowing. What do you know, Mama? What do you know, and how much fun can you have, no matter what age your babes are? How much fun can you have being a sweet or potent or fierce or soft or successful mama, however that shows up for you? There was this time in my life where I went from that stay-at-home mom that I desired so much to be. And I did that for, until my oldest got into kindergarten. And then my space of being changed. And I desired something different. I desired to create a business. I desired to travel the world. I desired to have something that I never knew I would ever desire. And it definitely didn't fit into the model of mother that I had decided I was going to be. Because we actually change. Being a mother will change you. You can let it shape you, or you can choose who you would like to be. When you let something shape you, you let the judgments, the projections, the separations define you, control you. But when you go into question, when you go into creation, you are looking at the possibilities of what you'd like to have. And when I looked at those possibilities, I realized, oh, this matches who I am now. These asks of mine have changed. And I included my kids in that. I would love to travel the world with them. I would love to share with them all this magic. And this is when the guilt comes in, right? I had that. I had those moments of guilt. I had those, what am I doing? I'm such a bad mom. Because again, it went against my definitions of what a good mom was. And I want to share this with you because this changed my whole perspective. I had a mama friend ask me, But what if your kids actually chose this ride too? What if they knew? Not just what they were coming in for, but what if they knew the infinite possibilities of where you all might go? What if they're choosing it too? Whoa. It lit up my world, and this sense of heaviness lifted off and left my body. And I realized that it was true for me. It was true that these two boys, these vibrant, potent, brilliant boys, they didn't just choose me as their mama, but they chose this crazy adventure that we've been having. And they're co-creators in it. I'm not dragging them on any ride. They are the creators of the ride with me. And what if your kids have been creating that ride with you too? Yeah. Well, my mama friend, I hope you have the most beautiful Mother's Day, however that looks for you. Whatever's fun for you to celebrate being a mom, choose it. Choose it for you. Don't let anyone determine you as a mother. Don't let anyone shape you as a mother. Create you as a mother. Have way too much fun doing it. And let's celebrate today. Celebrate you, mama. You done good. Thank you for exploring the curious universe with me. Your curiosity matters. And what if together we could create a greater, more curious world?